We have an amazing speaker, Nina Jane Patel. She is a pioneering psychologist, researcher, and advocate at the forefront of emerging technologies, virtual reality, augmented reality, cross-reality, AI, ML, and blockchain. And she has really put her expertise in integrating these technologies into education and beyond. She serves, among many things, as an Interpol Metaverse expert and plays a key advisory role for the UK's Virtual Reality Risks Against Children project, focusing on enhanced child safety and well-being in digital environments. She also collaborates closely with prestigious organizations, including the Kabuni Metaverse, National Online Safety, and the Zero Abuse Project, alongside many UK universities to pioneer human-centered solutions in technology. We've learned a lot about technology today, and I think now we're really hopefully learning a lot how to apply these technologies responsibly. And that's what she's dedicated her entire career into. And please join me in welcoming her as she shares her profound insights on integrating the most advanced emerging technologies and her vision for a more secure and empowering digital future.
In a rapidly evolving world marked by technological advancements and constant innovation, it is vital to remain agile and resilient. This requires continuous monitoring of new developments and analyzing the impact of these changes. As a part of this effort, for the next 30 minutes, I will delve into the multifaceted aspects of virtual worlds and the evolution of the internet as we know it today. Hello, I am Nina Jane Patel, a psychologist, psychotherapist, researcher, and an advocate for responsible integration of emerging technologies such as virtual reality, augmented reality, extended reality, spatial computing, all things metaverse, empowered by AI, which all contribute to a new frontier of exponential technologies that are set to revolutionize the way we live, work, and play. As an advisor to the Interpol Metaverse Expert Group, my primary focus is on addressing the complexities and challenges posed by emerging technologies. What are the complexities, challenges, and potential risks of opportunities surrounding virtual worlds, the risks of harm? Well, driven by my values of innovation, agency, and empowerment, I am dedicated to shaping a future where technology becomes a catalyst for positive change. So let's get started. Today I have 4 objectives. First is that together we all work towards an understanding of virtual worlds. And with that understanding, we then look at virtual worlds and integrate them with other technological components in the consideration of the next evolution of the internet, a 3-dimensional internet. And this third objective is how inherently the technology ecosystem builds with vulnerabilities that put us at risk of safety and security harms. And finally, my 4th objective is to suggest some possible long-term strategies that prioritize the empowerment of people as we progress along this course. But first, towards an understanding of virtual worlds. Well, to start off, I want to make one thing clear, and something that has been established very clearly by this morning's speakers, is that this is not the end of innovation. What we heard today is that technology is rapidly advancing. It's very exciting, there's huge opportunities, and we are not done innovating yet. The handheld device is just the beginning. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Those are the words of Albert Einstein. And humans are continuously shaping the world we live in with scientific discoveries and technological innovations. Over the last century alone, we have transformed our lives with innovations ranging from the humble windscreen wiper and lawnmower to groundbreaking developments that we heard about this morning in quantum computing, telecommunications, bionics, longevity, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and on and on and on. Whether the idea was dreamed up in a garden shed or in a laboratory, we have always dared to dream. Virtual worlds, once the stuff of dreams and then science fiction, have now become an integral part of our life experience. Now, I travel all over the world sharing this vision, this message, this collective vision of the future that we are all tumbling towards, to all types of audiences, all types of people, tech industry, education industry, healthcare industry, and often, but not always, of course, and I wouldn't imagine today, but sometimes I am responded to with skepticism and cynicism. So before I delve further into virtual worlds, and for those of you who prefer facts and figures and statistics, the European Union has determined that the virtual world market forecasts are very, very promising. The size of the global market of virtual worlds is estimated to grow from 27 billion in 2022 to over 800 billion by the year 2030. For specific sectors, such as the automotive industry, the forecasts predict a rise from 1.9 billion to 16.5 billion by 2030. And the development of these technologies will have significant benefits for the job market, with an estimated 860,000 new jobs related to XR in Europe alone by 2025. On an even more micro level or more tangible level, to understand the current state of virtual worlds, the virtual worlds available to us today bring unprecedented opportunities in many areas of society. For example, by using virtual practice for medical students and training for surgeries and emergencies with 3D models of human bodies, medical students and doctors can get better at handling real-life medical situations, making surgeries safer and also diagnoses more accurate. In education, hands-on experiential learning can make it easier for students to understand complicated subjects and contribute in optimizing pedagogical innovation. Digital twins of physical buildings can support the preservation or reconstruction of cultural heritage buildings across Europe, such as the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Virtual worlds can help optimize traffic flows based on real-time simulations, thus contributing to the reduction of traffic jams and emissions. And they can also enhance democratic participation by offering new possibilities for people to voice their ideas, opinions, and concerns in more engaging ways. And it all started with a dream. The history of the metaverse, virtual reality, spatial computing, extended reality, whatever you want to call it, is a rich tapestry woven over centuries, marked by groundbreaking milestones and relentless innovation. The journey begins in 1838, when Sir Charles Wheatstone, actually an experimental philosopher, discovered and invented binocular vision or stereoscopy, which laid the foundation for understanding how we perceive depth and spatial relations through the eye, and has led an entire industry following this. Fast forward to 1929, when technology began to be used for combat training and pilot training in military sectors all over the world. In 1935, science fiction authors began embedding the concept of a virtual reality, glasses that could allow people to see differently and a different reality, imagining worlds where the digital and the physical intertwine. The VR machine, the Sensorama in 1955. This was an immersive machine, simulated the sensation of riding a motorcycle through New York City, blending three-dimensional video, auditory elements, olfactory sense, so the sense of smell, and tactile feedback. Jumping forward to 1982, Neil Stephenson coined the term Metaverse in his novel Snow Crash. And in 1998, what might seem small was a groundbreaking moment in augmented reality, which Sports Vision broadcasted a live NFL football game in the US featuring a yellow yard marker. And this innovation demonstrated the power of overlaying digital graphics onto real-world views, offering viewers an enhanced and informative experience during sports broadcasts. And it's important to note that throughout the invention of binocular vision and beyond, the military has invested vast amount of capital into using and deploying virtual reality in training and in combat and on fields as well, which has contributed significantly to the development of the technology via investment as well as proprietary applications. In 2003, a noteworthy development occurred with the creation of the online virtual world known as Second Life, which offered users the opportunity to engage in a digital realm where they could create, they could socialize, they could live a second life. And this set the stage for the internet-connected digital spaces and virtual world experiences that we are starting to be exposed to today. And keep going, 2014, Google Cardboard came and went. 2016, Microsoft bought out AltSpace VR. Oh, back in 2016, Pokemon Go was a global sensation, again, an augmented reality game that captivated audiences all over the world. AltSpace in 2017. And then in 2021, a certain social media company rebranded and launched into the metaverse arena with the introduction of Horizon Worlds. So I'll take a short break on the historical timeline of virtual worlds, but it must be noted that there are a lot of key milestones that I did not mention. But I do feel at this point it's important to address that along with the military application of virtual reality, augmented reality, it's also been significantly influenced, and the gaming sector has emerged as a significant driving force behind the investments in virtual reality, spatial computing, with several compelling titles that you may have already experienced, showcasing the immersive potential of virtual reality gaming, which offers us a more heightened emotional connection to the game. Beat Saber, a very simple game that allows users to wield lightsabers and slash through blocks to the beat of the music, showed significant ability for the sale of headsets in the US and in Europe as well, in the context of recent consumer available headsets. The Walking Dead VR game delivers a deep narrative and story of intense survival gameplay. It immerses players in a post-apocalyptic world, offering visceral and emotionally charged experiences. And we must mention VR Chat, while not a conventional game, stands out for its focus on social interactions with a multitude of user-created worlds, and its open and diverse nature has garnered popularity, allowing users to explore a wide range of experiences and connect with others in the virtual realm. And at this point, we also must mention in the evolving landscape of technology beyond VR and spatial computing is the development of Web3, which currently seems to be developing in tandem or in silo. Well, Web3 introduces blockchain technology, and I'll just touch upon today, we won't dive into this, but to reshape the digital realm into a more decentralized and user-centric experience. The transformative shift that this offers are several key features, so decentralization, interoperability, privacy and security, and tokenization models, or cryptocurrencies as we may know them. And as the VR, spatial computing, metaverse, and Web3 continue to evolve separately, they collectively will contribute to the transformation of digital experiences, offering users a richer, more immersive, and more user-driven online environment with a sense of ownership. And while each of these platforms here, Minecraft, Fortnite, Sandbox, and Roblox, might not necessarily have a blockchain incorporated into them as yet, they do have rewards or currency mechanisms. Each one has its own unique features and focus areas, and they all share the central idea of empowering users to create and share content in a virtual environment. So what do current engagements in virtual worlds look like? Well, Gen Z and Alpha are seemingly the generations to target, with early introduction to virtual worlds via games on platforms such as Roblox. Gen Z and Alpha are Metaverse natives. Short example is Forever 21, where you can purchase the matching avatar outfit as to the one that you're wearing physically, meta merch. And recently, IKEA did a recruitment of new staff to be employed to work on Roblox at the IKEA store, remotely from home and supporting customers on the IKEA Roblox. And the list goes on, from Justin Bieber to the first music awards in the Metaverse, and the Marvel franchise activation in Fortnite. And interestingly, recently, the Walt Disney Company invested $1.5 billion to acquire an equity stake in Epic Games to generate an expansive games and entertainment universe connected to Fortnite. This new universe will integrate Disney's franchise that we're all very familiar with, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and Avatar, with Fortnite, offering numerous opportunities for consumers, for you and I, for our children to play, watch, and shop, and engage with new content. Powered by Unreal Engine, this persistent universe will allow users to create their own stories, express fandom, and share content and shop. And I have a short clip I'd like to share with you to show the power of this platform.
Discover a place where magic is epic.
Play, watch, create, shop. Well, you might think that the aesthetic values of the graphics are geared towards Gen Alpha and Gen Z, which they certainly are, but there is telecommunication with photorealistic avatars in virtual or augmented reality that is a promising path for some of the big tech players. For authentic face-to-face communication in a three-dimensional space over remote physical distances. Let's see what Mark Zuckerberg has to say about nonverbal communication in three-dimensional spaces in the future with the codec avatars.
Right, up, down, but also the nonverbal cues that we rely on to communicate with each other and understand tone. Things like raising an eyebrow, squinting, widening my eyes, or scrunching my nose. These avatars are way better at capturing those subtleties that define physical interactions. They're just much more natural. And being able to control the lighting on the avatars adds another dimension of life to them. When we move the light around, you can see how it interacts with my hair, or reflects on my skin, and you can even see it in my eyes. Now, these are awesome, but they also take a really long time to generate. So we're working on something that's a lot quicker for people to use.
And there is, of course, the Apple Vision Pro, which is already launched in the US. And this is Apple's vision of the future of virtual worlds and spatial computing.
You're nothing but a dreamer. Well, can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said dreamer. You say you are a dreamer. Well, can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said fudge. Wanna take the you and I beat it. You know, well you know you had it coming to you. so much.
Toast.
So here we are today in 2024 at this Techsylvania conference, and I know that you are all tech savvy and technologists with innovation in your hearts. And I hope you agree with me that virtual worlds are here to stay. They're not a fad, they're not a hype, they're not a trend. And there is no doubt that virtual worlds are advancing quickly and becoming a part of every aspect of our lives, in our homes, in the classroom, in the workplace, across industry, and seeping into every aspect of your heart, soul, and mind. From now on, children will grow up in a world where the metaverse, virtual worlds are always there, shaping what they see, how they interact, and influencing every part of their lives, from their relationships to their career choices to every aspect of who they become. And the innovation continues. Oops. The key technological components that come together to support this evolution of the internet into a three-dimensional space include virtual reality, AI, machine learning, blockchain, Internet of Things, brain-computer interfaces, 3D reconstruction, 5G, and we'll add quantum computing to that as well, who our next speaker will tell you all about. And I won't dive into these specifically today because you've heard a lot about them already. Furthermore, the development of artificial intelligence propels the development of this next phase of the internet significantly, which fosters engagement and creativity, enables immersive interactions in a dynamic virtual ecosystem beyond which we have yet to see or experience. And this offers us a paradigm shift. It heralds a new way of interacting with the digital realm. We've transitioned from passive observers of flat media on a screen to active participants in immersive environments. And this transformation opens doors to richer experiences and deeper engagement. So we step into the virtual world, into the metaverse, from the top of our heads to the tip of our toes. Our bodies become the interface. And in the immersive synthetic world, human data takes on a whole new level of significance. Eye tracking, heart rate, galvanized skin response, brain waves, EEG, come together to create a personalized virtual world just for you. Together, these human data points tracked within virtual worlds through the devices and the wearables associated with it paint a comprehensive picture of your behavior, your emotions, your responses, and indeed who you are. The combination of eye tracking, heart rate, galvanized skin response, and your brain waves is identifiable to you in terms of how they interact as your fingerprint. From observer to participant, this shift from the third-person observation to the first-person immersion empowers us. We're no longer mere observers, we're active participants. But how is this done? Well, there are 3 techniques that virtual reality has been researching since 1838 on how to improve your experience of a virtual world. Immersion. The goal of immersion is to consume your sensory experience to all 5 senses so that you're completely absorbed and involved in the virtual world. Presence is the psychological state of believing that the virtual world is more real than the physical world that you're in at the time. And embodiment, my particular area of interest, refers to the experience of having a virtual body or avatar that represents you in the virtual environment. And this includes the sense of ownership and control over the digital body as if it were the user's own physical body. And this is deep neuroplasticity that allows this to happen. And surprisingly, the brain is agile and accepts a foreign body as its own fairly easily with a few techniques that are used in virtual reality. Effective embodiment allows users to interact with the virtual world in a natural and intuitive way, improving their overall experience and allowing that deeper sense of emotional connection. And it plays a crucial role in applications of extended realities for training, therapy, and of course, social interactions in VR. I like to call this dancing with your pixels. It encapsulates the joy, freedom, and creative expression found in immersive media. It invites individuals to embrace the digital realm with enthusiasm, curiosity, and a sense of adventure. But equally, with the opportunity and the excitement that virtual worlds bring us, we know that there are inherent risks, vulnerabilities that leave us exposed to safety and security risks. A vital part of my work with a wide variety of organizations around the world who have hired me for my expertise in developing effective safety measures and educational resources to protect children in virtual worlds. My role involves collaborating with industry leaders, policymakers, and educational institutions to influence policy, regulation, and laws to create safer digital worlds and environments for young users. The metaverse may challenge and will challenge police services to detect criminal activity and keep users safe from new kinds of crimes, coined metacrimes. Some law enforcement agencies have already received reports of crimes in virtual worlds, featuring all sorts of different metaverse that are available to every consumer around the world, including fraud, of course, but more concerningly, online grooming of children, sexual exploitation of children, sexual harassment, and sexual assault. And as the metaverse grows in popularity, the list of crimes will only expand. And these are only some of the identified areas of potential crime that we're facing today and into the future. And the list goes on and on. And again, most concerningly, is the crimes against children. In the current state of technology, we have not created digital environments that protect children, and they are consistently exposed to commercial child exploitation, child abusive simulations, child sexual exploitation materials, minors accessing VR adult content, and sexual grooming in a fully immersed, fully embodied, and fully present digital environment that they step into from the top of their heads to the tip of their toes and are surrounded by a 360-degree synthetic environment that feels very real. If we underestimate the power of emerging technology, we risk amplifying online harms that we currently understand, like cyberbullying, sextortion, misinformation, disinformation. And these issues can lead to severe psychological, financial, and social emotional consequences. This emphasizes the need for proactive measures to address the potential dangers posed by these advancing digital technologies. The world needs dreamers, and the world needs doers. But above all, what the world needs most are dreamers that do. And I would add to that, the world needs most are dreamers that do good. What are some potential long-term strategies that we could think about implementing into our organizations, into our startups, into whatever workplace environment we have, and also in the home as well? Building a talent pool of virtual world specialists, and I don't just mean technologists. I mean teachers, I mean psychologists, psychotherapists, people who are responsible for building healthy communities in the physical world need to be involved in order to contribute to shaping healthy communities in the virtual world and in a 3-dimensional internet. If we leave it just to technologists, I fear that we will continue to see the exponential harms that we are exposed to in the current state of the internet. Governments around the world will need to partner with educational institutions to ensure that teachers and students are prepared, are able to understand the technology and articulate how the technology works so that they are empowered and have agency in contributing to the shaping of the technology. Governments will also have to support research organizations who are invested in developing evidence-based methodologies for the integration of these new technologies into the education sector, into the healthcare sector, and beyond. Because if we don't understand what the data is telling us and how it's impacting people's lives, we cannot create better technology. It's also required that we create a virtual world toolbox for the general public. A toolbox will empower individuals with the skills needed to thrive in the future by providing essential guidelines for managing their behavior, how they behave in virtual worlds, their virtual identities, their creations, their digital assets, and their data, emphasizing the value of trustworthy digital identity and assets and ensure individual data dignity. We must provide comprehensive resources that will equip everyone to navigate and shape the digital future with confidence and integrity. And finally, and in my mind, the most important, empowering and protecting young people in virtual worlds. Children and young people are the first to adopt and adapt to new technologies, but the technology was never designed for them. Children and young people are digital pioneers. They're entering into the new Wild West, but they deserve to navigate virtual environments with confidence, understanding, and be empowered. Our collective mission must be to protect and uplift them through implementing and upholding the UN Convention Rights of the Child, which a child has the right to play, learn, grow, and explore in the physical world and the virtual world, free from harm. By prioritizing child safety, we commit to upholding their rights and their well-being, ensuring they can explore and thrive in virtual worlds with courage and creativity. The creation of virtual worlds and evolution of the internet to a three-dimensional space that is encompassing us 24 hours a day, 360 degrees, that we step into from the top of our heads to the tip of our toes, can be compared to splitting the atom. These advances hold immense power to either uplift humanity or cause its downfall. That's where we are standing at in the current state of technology. We're on the cusp of wielding powerful tools like fire. The question is, what will we do with it? How will we use it? And how will we put safeguards in place to ensure we don't get burned? Today, at this moment, we decide the future. Let's choose to harness this power responsibly, to elevate humanity, and to build a brighter and safer future for us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nina.